Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. My name is Dan. I'm here at the beautiful Sellersville Theater. Check out that view. I moved the monitors, moved some things around, and now you got a lovely view of the stage. Isn't that nice? So nice to have you here. This is Soundbooth Sessions. This is, of course, our live stream show where we feature a concert and conversation with an artist we love. With no further ado, it is now my pleasure to give a warm welcome all the way from Philadelphia. Who, what, when, why, and Werewolves.
Beat in my chest, is she sleeping okay? I forgot to check, and I'm not afraid that our love might change into something confusing, something strange, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Mundane tasks make me miss you. There's 100,000 miles on this lemon of a heart, and it's not forever, it's a pretty good start. I know It was 20 to 1, 200 versus 200. It don't matter, I can't remember who won.
You guys sound great.
Hey, thanks. Happy to be here.
It's great to have you here. Do you want to talk or you want to keep playing? How are you feeling?
We're going to do one more and then we'll talk a little bit.
That sounds great.
Secret. Stop making my wish at 11:10. It's a long one, I gotta get it all in. And I mention you in parts of it, health and wealth and all that shit. And maybe I can quit cigarettes next time. But I look at the clock, 10 minutes gone by, only 12 hours till I get another try. So won't you tell me a secret? Don't keep it to yourself. Tell me a secret, I won't tell no one else. You keep your secret, then I'll tell you mine. And we'll keep our secrets till the day we both die. I invited all the girls I've wronged to come and hear me sing this song. The only one that showed her face, and I know why in little place. Won't you follow me? 'Cause I got a lot to say. And I'm trying to forget what she made me remember. It was so long ago. People still wrote letters. So won't you tell me a secret? Don't keep it to yourself. Tell me a secret, I won't tell no one else. If you keep your secret, then I'll tell you mine. And we'll keep our secrets till the day we both die. Tell me a secret, don't keep it to yourself. Tell me a secret, I won't tell no one else. Tell me a secret, don't keep it to yourself. Tell me a secret, I won't tell no one else. If you keep your secret, then I'll tell you mine. And we'll keep our secrets till the day we both die.
Oh, yeah. Hello, Werewolves.
Hello.
Welcome to Soundbooth Sessions.
Thanks for having us.
We certainly are enjoying this so far. Thank you for being here. I want to tell you that the comment section is alive and well. There's some comments here I want to share with you. Michael Petrella says, "Go get him, Doink." Who's Doink?
Doink the Clown. He was a late 90s era or late 80s era WWF wrestler.
Oh, yes, of course. Of course. Of course.
Doink the Clown.
Doink the Clown, of course. From legendary Philadelphia singer-songwriter Dan May, he says you have very well-crafted lyrics.
Oh, thank
Been
you.
enjoying the the first few tunes.
Love Dan May.
Julianne Smith says, so freaking good. Wow, my heart is very full.
That's lovely.
Mary Vales is a big fan of John Blonde. Sing my eulogy, as was I. Bill Slade is clapping. Sabrina Bradley has purple star-shaped eyes. Bill Slade is also saying that we have so much talent in our area, Southeast Pennsylvania. We're very lucky. This is great. Brett Smith is excited to finally make it to a show. Who's feeding back? Is that me?
I don't know.
Or is that you guys?
Probably
We're
me.
not plugged in. So.
Well, guys, hello, welcome to the show. Let's start with the band name. I do love a good name. Who, what, when, why, and Werewolves. Just give us the quick story. Where did that come from?
Well, our last band, we had a list of like ongoing horrible band names.
Yes.
In case we ever got big enough where we needed to play like a secret show.
Oh, yeah.
So we just ended up with a long list of stupid band names.
Right.
So then when we started playing in this, just was like informal, like front porch jams. I was like, all right, to be serious about this, we got to book a show. And I booked a show under that the most ridiculous name I could think of, being like, well, if it doesn't work out, then like it doesn't matter. But then it started to like get the ball rolling, and
We didn't anticipate a second show.
so it has its advantages. It has its disadvantages. A lot of the places we play don't have enough W's to put us on the marquee.
Right.
So
Google searching is a little tricky.
Google is very
a
difficult.
little tricky to find. Do you have a shorthand for it? Like, is there a nickname that you guys
Yeah,
call
we
it?
go by 6W. The 6wmusic.com is our website, and then
6W. Now, is that 6W as in like the journalistic, obviously, who, what, where, when, why, and where Wolves would be the two,
yeah.
5th and 6th.
I remember I did an interview for the record when it came out, and I was talking to this like older music journalist guy,
Right.
and he was like, there's only 5 W's, right? I'm like, well, there's 2 W's in Werewolves, and he just went, ugh. Just sighed in my face over the phone.
He wasn't into it.
No, he didn't care for it. But the people do like it because it stands out, and it's stupid. It's just stupid.
It's memorable. They're that werewolf band. And then, of course, until... When did you shave off that beard, Matt? Because I've seen pictures of the two of you guys with these big, gorgeous, these big, luscious beards.
I think like a year ago.
A year ago, okay.
We tangled our beards too much, singing harmonies too close to the mic.
I just have some serious beard envy watching old videos of you guys. So tell me about the inspiration when you guys. So you did this this front porch jam and the band was born. Did you know then that it was gonna turn into your next project after? Let's shout out the Trestles, which is
the
group
Trestles
you played in previously.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm not that good at banjo now, but I was definitely not very good at all back then. So
You were the drummer of
I
Trestles.
was the drummer of the Trestles, yeah. And then I blew my knee out. The band broke up, and I couldn't play drums. And I called Butch, and I was like, "Hey, man, I bought a banjo." He's like, "Oh man, I bought a mandolin. Come on over."
Sounds like we got a bluegrass band.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all been very organic and natural. Like I think we set moderately low bars for what we think that we can accomplish, and we always seem to like jump them pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So the first thing was like, let's book a show, and then it was like, let's make a record, and then we said, let's book some tour dates, and then we started doing the tour dates, and then we're like, let's play Folk Alliance in New Orleans, and we just if something comes up, and we just take it like one thing at a time, and I mean, we're here now, so.
Well, and you already have an album out of your greatest hits.
Yeah. That's another one that gets a lot of like, okay. All right, you guys think you're clever.
No, I like the way you name things. You name things well. So we should say that your debut album is called Greatest Hits.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean it's a statement, definitely.
So what is the statement you're making? Like what are you calling to mind with Greatest Hits?
Literally, at the time, it was our greatest hits.
It's the greatest hits you've
It's our
written.
only
These
songs.
are our only songs.
Perfect.
But I think it was, again, we were kind of like, well, we might not play another show. Well, what if we don't make another album?
Gonna go out on top.
The first album's called Greatest Hits, and that's just
Or we send everybody on like a wild goose chase
Yeah.
trying to find our other records.
That's right. I like your style.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you have this great album out. Really enjoying it. It's
Thank you.
very nice, and I know that you are in the process of recording your next album. So, where do you go from greatest hits? What could you possibly call the next album?
Nope.
No, we were just called Nope.
No, Greatest Hits Volume 2.
Yeah. No, it was there. The style is a little bit different, I think. The songs on Greatest Hits are a little bit more like story-driven narratives. There's personal stuff on there, but it's not as personal as some of the stuff. Because the last couple Trestles albums that I wrote were like very, almost too personal. Like I can't even listen to them now.
Wait, they hurt? They hurt when you hear them, or
They just remind me of a bad time.
I see.
And so I kind of took a break from that and wrote some kind of story type songs. Like there are some songs like on the record that do have personal stories behind them, but this new batch of songs is very personal again. And I'm probably going to get hurt by these ones and then write another, maritime sailor songs or something next record after this, because just got to break it up somehow.
We
Yeah.
had a train record.
Yeah, trains and ocean liners.
Leviathans.
But yeah, we're starting on Friday, and it'll be our third attempt to try to record this record.
Oh wow.
So
So this is like fresh. You're about to put them in the oven and see what happens.
yeah, I mean, well, we had some studio time booked before COVID, and that got canceled. And then we bought a bunch of equipment, and we did it we're like, we'll make it in Matt's basement. And then you buy the equipment thinking you'll have the time to do it, and we're just like, now we're in our third studio with. But the stuff we did at Matt's house is good to work out all the parts and do the demos and stuff like this. So, so yeah, hopefully we don't have to record it a fourth time.
Right. So these new songs that you're working up, are you gonna play any of those for us this evening?
The next 5 songs are all off the new record.
New tunes.
Yeah.
Great.
So
Well, all right. Why don't you play a tune and then we'll chat about the new songs, if that's all right with you.
yeah,
What song is this? What do you got for us now?
this is called Quittin'.
Excellent.
I only sleep 3 hours every night. Each night I'm wakened by a blinding light. I went to LA, took some MDMA, rode a scooter to Santa Monica, thought I'd be okay, and I realized that I waited for you all my life. I tried to tell you, but I couldn't get it right. Didn't mean to hurt you with all the things I said. Destroyed all the furniture. It won't happen again, baby. Don't take them boxes, baby. Don't take them keys, baby. Don't
Nice tune.
Hey, thanks.
There's some darkness in there.
There's a lot of darkness
sir.
in that.
I heard Crypt, Your Loved Ones in Boxes. What's so this is the inside of your mind?
Yeah, I'm kind of a dark person in general. But in on paper, this is really just like a heartbreak country song.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I threw some like darker imagery in there, and there's a line about riding scooters on ecstasy and stuff. It's, you know, we're going to include the lyrics with this next record so that people can pinpoint what I'm going for.
Do you have is there sort of a process difference when you go to write a more personal, darker, soul-searchy song like that than you mentioned the last album was stories and vignettes and little biographies. Like for this one, when you're going deep inside yourself, how do you do that?
Alcohol.
Alcohol,
you know.
MDMA.
No, it's just I don't know. I feel like I've been writing songs since I was like 12 years old. Not that they were like complicated. They would just be like little sing-along jingles or something. But
yeah.
I got pretty into the feeling of once I got that stuff out, I always felt better. So it's not that hard to get it out. It's just hard to articulate it. And then sometimes I get to the point like, does anyone want to hear this shit? Like this, you know, like, does anyone care? And then I immediately responded with, yes, people do care.
Yeah.
Because everyone has these, you know, dark feelings or like heartbreak situations that they can, you know, relate to these different aspects of the songs.
And the jingly banjo really lightens up the mood.
Yeah, the banjo makes everything lighter. You know, it's like, it's kind of the dichotomy of this band. It's like the songs are dark, but we got these crisp harmonies and this beautiful twangy banjo.
Yeah, it's and notable in the last record. I mean, not to just keep talking about the last record, but it's clear that you have a relationship with a sense of humor that, like, there's a sense of humor that appears in the writing of at least the last record. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of that? Was that an intentional thing to sort of bring a quirk, bring a sense of humor to your writing?
It's purely intentional. I feel like I want to entertain everybody, and I want people to get at least at face value like a good night out and some sense of humor.
Right.
But that's reflected in a lot of the songwriters that I look up to. Like we talked about Todd Snyder earlier, who's, you know, a lot of humor in his songs.
Yeah.
I really like Loudon Wainwright.
Sure.
He's another one that's like one of my go-to guys who's
and darkly funny.
Darkly
too.
funny.
Yeah, right.
So like if I'm especially I initially said that when I was writing this next batch of songs, I'm like, this is my Loudon Wainwright record.
Oh, cool.
This is great.
John Prine does that a lot
John
too, where he
Prine,
sort of like marries
I'd
the
be
dark
like
and the light.
Remiss if someone didn't call me out in the comments for not mentioning John Prine. But John Prine is a perfect example of just like well-balanced humor and poignancy.
Right.
So, but you can still like listen to, you know, I want people to come to the shows and not be bummed out.
Sure.
You know, I've learned a long time ago that like you go to see someone and you spend your money and they're just either having a bad night or they just not into it and you're not entertained. Like I'm not doing my job at that point, you know? So to bring the humor, especially with like a lot of the visual elements, just to be like over the top with some of our videos and stuff like that, to make sure that we're like still being entertaining and, you know, just trying to give people some enjoyment in this hell world.
Oh, we're going to talk about your videos.
Okay.
It's like that's that spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down.
Yeah.
All right. So is there more of a story behind that last song that you wanted to tell us about writing it? Or
well, I mean, we went to L.A. to perform in a professional wrestler's living room.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's true. I'm not going to mention the person by name, but
just a house concert, or
just a house concert, and we partied, and then we rode scooters around. But the point of the song was like, we spent the last year traveling with this band more than we've ever done before, which was awesome. But it's also, you know, we both have spouses that miss us when we're gone.
Mm-hmm. So
the idea behind the song was like, I get to go out and have fun and like ride scooters around, and she's like packing up her stuff. So I wanted to base that kind of like around like a, you know, an old-fashioned like high harmony, like a Lovin' Brothers, Everly Brothers kind of harmony, and just have a good time with it.
Yeah. Well, great song. Oh,
Thanks.
Dan Bradley says Scooters and Ecstasy sounds like South Jersey.
Or Florida.
Or Florida.
Or Florida, right? Bill Slade says he was going to call this dark grass. So
Dark
bluegrass.
grass.
It's dark grass. Navy bluegrass.
That's perfect, because people have a hard time figuring out what to do with us a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So we ended up opening for like traditional bands, and then we just seem like we're like Frank Zappa or something compared to a lot of these people.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us about the next one. Where are you going next? Where do you take us from that last tune?
So this one is it's called Little in Love. We've only played it once live, so this is only the second time anyone's ever heard it. It's gonna be on the record.
Where is this in your writing process? Is it complete?
Yeah, it's
You're
done.
happy? You know
but
how
it
it's
took me
done?
like 6 months to finish this song.
Why?
Which when you hear it, you'll be like, really?
Why did it take so long?
I just couldn't get what I wanted to say out. Like I was saying earlier, like I feel better when I'm cathartic, but getting to that place where it actually like makes poetic sense and is like catchy and has a hook and a bridge and a chorus is sometimes very difficult, especially like working and having your own life outside of this. It's like finding time to like sit down and be creative. It's like I was chipping away at this forever, and then it just came together in like a day. So,
Wow.
But this was one we were talking about. We've been working on these harmonies and stuff for like so long that we're like, what's the approach for the record? Like, what are we like aiming for? When I mentioned Loud and Wainwright, but we're like, we want like big Indigo Girls energy.
All right.
You know?
Take some of that.
Am I setting it up too much or no?
I just didn't think we'd talk about that outside of us. That's all.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm already going off the rails with this interview.
Nothing
I apologize.
wrong with Indigo Girls energy.
No,
we're
not at
into
all.
that.
But
very much.
yeah, we're just I don't know. It's
Well,
just
well
what
wait.
we're feeling.
Can we back it up a second? Just I want to ask because I want to follow up on things you were just saying about your writing. So you knew what the song was about and you were trying to crack down to the details, or did you?
I just had the first verse and the chorus, and I didn't have the rest of it.
So you had to figure out what the point of the song was. Is that?
Yeah,
Is that
or
what
like
you said?
how do I reinforce what I'm saying in the chorus
Okay.
with some more like, this is why I feel that way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Interesting. And then you said it all landed on one day. And was there anything notable about that day? Like, what can you guess at why that day brought the answer to you?
No, I was just like, you got to finish this song, man. We got the record coming up, and this is like I feel like this is a good one for the record, and I just needed to like just get it done. And then I just came up with the second and third verse like in like like a couple of hours, and it was done. And I was like,
Wow.
relieved, because I'd been working on it for so long. And there were so many lines in it that I wanted to use and like change and stuff. So it was just very stressful. But now it's like it's done, and it's ready to be on the record. And
The muse handed it to you.
yes.
All right. Well, let's
Let's hear the song I've been hyping up for 10
Little
minutes
in
straight.
Love. No, I love it. Let's hear Closer to Find. Oh, I'm sorry. Little in Love.
Can you play the first chord? Just play the first. Just make sure I see. Didn't talk much when you lived here. Don't know why I miss you now. Maybe I'm just nostalgic, baby, for how we got around. Cut the sleeves off a thrift store blazer. Bring some chairs to the yard. Not bright or brave, I'm dumb, I'm just a little in love with everyone. And I'll fight for the things I love, and I'm a little in love with everyone. In your room, I memorize movies I watch in your eyes, and I made you take my hand. Promise me you're not a hologram. I can take you to the crisis center. I can wait outside. Everyone needs a little time to figure out their lives. I can drop by your apartment and check on the cats. Hope you know that I can't take them if you're never coming back. Not bright or brave, I'm dumb, I'm just a little in love with everyone. And I'll fight for the things I love, and I'm a little in love with everyone.
That is a very sweet song.
Thank you.
There, sir. A lot of people enjoying that in the crowd. I
Good.
tell you. Sabrina Marie Orlando is obsessed with these lyrics for good reason. I can very much relate to that.
Thanks everyone for commenting.
Read the negative ones. I want to hear those.
There has yet to be a negative comment.
That's nice of you to say, but we know.
You want me to go in the green room and write one
I was
real
gonna
quick?
say, this is one of the happiest comment sections I've seen. Yes, no, Sabrina is continues to comment about how much she loved that song. Totally agree. So you have not yet recorded that.
No.
What do you have a plan for the arrangement, the presentation of that?
I mean,
particular song?
we, Greatest Hits, we made as like a full band, and then we ended up spending the last year and a half touring as a duo, which was great because it honed our skills. Like, we're very in sync with each other, and it was a lot cheaper to tour that way.
Sure.
But we really wanted to take this and just kind of make it a duo record.
Okay.
Not that it's not going to be fleshed out with, full band instruments like bass and, strings and drums and percussion.
But creatively, it's more representative of the two of you.
Yeah, like it's not going to be. Well, we got to think of records and live performances as different kind of things.
Sure.
But we wanted to stay as close to this kind of thing as possible.
Are you going to record around one mic?
No, it's too many X factors in that. Maybe one day we'll get that good.
Well, you're doing a great job. I should tell
Thanks.
everybody that the mix that you're hearing is just these two gentlemen adjusting their proximity to that single gorgeous-looking microphone right there at center stage. Which you want to shout out that mic company?
Yeah, Ear Trumpet Labs, Phil and Malachi. They're nice people. We met them at Folk Alliance, and they recognized us from our videos.
Wow.
Which was pretty cool. Like, we have one of your microphones. We use it in the video.
And they're gorgeous, and they sound good.
Yeah.
And they're
great.
all the rage with the bluegrassers.
Hell yes.
Tell you what, you see everybody doing it. Just let me ask you about that. Did it take you a while? How did you get used to performing around one mic?
We don't normally, actually.
Yeah.
You don't normally do it.
It's a lot of, you have to, you have to have someone who kind of knows what they're doing to be the sound person for it, so thank you.
You're welcome.
But it depends on, like, the size of the room, how many people are there, like, what, we bring usually a couple different configurations because, like, we are traveling so light. that we usually bring a couple of different options to just see what the room's going to sound like.
Right.
But I mean, we use this to record. We've used it at shows. We've used it in combination with other setups to play. Use this just solely as a vocal mic, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
They are great. And to your point, people at home might think that one microphone might be less susceptible to feedback, but it's actually much more susceptible to feedback because you have to turn that one microphone louder. That's your only chance to get the sound out. And so when there's multiple mics, you can move them around and isolate sources. But anyway, not to get too lost in the technical weeds, I was asking you about the presentation of that last song. So do you have a vision for other parts? You've got the two harmony parts that you're singing, but do you imagine
there'll be
more than
some
that?
percussion. I think we'll keep the harmonies pretty simple.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like how perfect example. I mean, the next song we both sing the entire time.
Okay.
So that's something that we've never done before, but it's like I like the idea of having like two vocalists that sound like one, or like a like two co-vocalists that like mix together really well. It's constant like work and practice on it, and just try to keep our voices like as forward as possible. You know what I mean?
Forward as possible.
A vocal record we're making.
Oh, mixed forward in the in the mix.
Yeah.
I understand. Great. Let's hear it. Let's hear those two beautiful voices.
I saw you dressed as a mermaid in a parade in Provincetown. I always had something to tell you, no use in saying it now. You got a postcard from where you were, I got a crippling albatross. I had the courage to knock on your window after the argument I lost, but don't make me wait, I can't wait, don't hold my place, I can't stay. I saw you holding a grenade in a production of Miss Saigon. I always admired how you thought I was a good man when you're wrong. You start a rock band, you don't have to try, and I'll open for you every night. Tell me how you got to the chorus of the one that brings a tear to my eye, but don't make me wait, I can't wait, don't hold my place, I can't stay. Sorry that I made things weird, sorry that I disappeared, sorry that I made things weird, sorry that I disappeared, sorry that I made things weird, sorry that I disappeared, sorry that I made things weird, sorry that I disappeared.
I know Another beautiful song.
Hey, thanks.
You guys happy with how that went? I like that little band meeting. That was good.
We do that a lot. It's kind of like we sometimes. I mean, we've been playing together since we were what?
I was 13.
13 and I was 15.
Yeah.
So sometimes we just look at each other and we're like, "Meet you at the end of the song, buddy.
You like
See how this goes."
like an old married couple.
Yeah,
Sadly, yes.
yeah. But we were just talking about that. We had a lovely dinner at the Washington House, and we're like,
Did you eat next door?
we did.
Oh,
We're like,
nice.
another beautiful dinner with a man. Story of my life.
Leaving our spouses behind, doing fun stuff.
What's the relationship like when you guys are working on when you're crafting a song? So Andrew, it seems like the songs originate with you, but what happens then when you play it for Matt? Like how do you guys work together to develop an idea?
Well, I mean, honestly, I'm just here to be a pretty face and add pretty banjo. I mean, Butch,
Need
writes
both
the
of
songs.
those things.
Yeah. Butch writes the songs, and then I just kind of put like stank on it. So
Yeah.
solos, and I work out the harmonies and that sort of thing. So
I think you're drastically underselling yourself.
perhaps not.
Is there a duo that you guys particularly aspire to operate like?
Tenacious D.
Okay. You put some stank on it, Cage.
Yeah.
But some stank on it. Okay. Well, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're both. The reason this works is that we both control our egos enough to not worry about who's got the better part, or like what's gonna make the song better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's some parts in songs where Matt will just go, "I'm just not gonna play anything here," and we're just gonna sing.
Yeah.
So it's not like
We don't fight.
yeah.
That's our whole band motto is, don't give a shit.
If I can add another duo that I think we aspire to be would be Penn and Teller.
So you want Matt to just not say anything?
No, I always
You do
thought
all
Penn and
the-
Teller, like I'm the loudmouth and he's
Yeah.
the more talented one.
I understand.
You know, like he's the one who does all the work and he like reads all the books and like focuses, and I'm just like, I got this 3-chord thing here.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, do something different to my GCD.
So
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Good choices there.
Yeah.
Is that so? You mentioned that your earlier band that you spent quite a lot of time in and were very prolific, 8 albums in the Trestles.
yeah.
So I imagine, what was the transition like, learning how to write for a large band, or going from writing for a larger band to just down to 2? I'm sure there are some pros and cons creatively.
Well, there's still the same. I wrote most of the songs for the Trestles too, so it's
Right.
still like my voice essentially. Like,
Sure.
You know.
But less chefs in the kitchen, I guess.
Yeah, there's. I think that I can be a little bit more direct in the songwriting. I also like, I work on this constantly. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to always figure out like the next, like lyric thing or the next chorus, the next hook for the song. The Trestles was like I had a great partner in the Trestles too, who was like always available for me to like bounce stuff off of.
Mm-hmm.
So I tend to like, I've never wanted to be a solo artist. I like playing with another person, and I like having a creative foil. So it's just a slight maturity, I guess. Not really a difference in styles, really. So I would always demo all my songs on acoustic guitar anyway, and send them to all the bandmates. And now it's just like we're taking this and we're making it like, how do we make this bones of an acoustic guitar song into something that's like, more musical and more folksy and yeah.
Do you feel more exposed?
I do.
Yeah.
Especially I was a drummer.
You're not hiding behind a drum kit, right?
Not hiding behind a drum kit. I mean, I was a drummer for like 20 years, so drums were way easier to like. I have to like work and think about this.
So you're telling me that you're what, like 5 years into that banjo now, and you're playing like this? You sound great.
Oh, thank you.
How are you learning how to play?
I started on YouTube,
Wow.
and then still on YouTube once in a while, but not. I don't really. I kind of gave up with getting better, and now I'm just writing. It's nice now because like I'm way farther along than I was on the last record. So for this record, I'm just crafting parts. I'm not trying to impress anybody, I guess. Like what I was like, I started playing banjo because of like Noam Pickilney and Bela Fleck. Mm-hmm. So I'm not that. So I'm just like, damn it. And then
those are some high bars there.
I know, it's like awful. And but you know, for this record, it's nice. Like I feel like I'm like composing just to complement the songs rather than trying to like shred.
Well, if I can elaborate on that a little bit, I think there was a point where we were like, we're not going to be a traditional folk bluegrass band.
Okay.
We're just not really interested in doing that. So we're like, I think in that way, it kind of changed Matt's style of like, a lot of those things, and they're great, but they have very set traditions, and like there's a certain way to play three-finger banjo, there's a certain way to play clawhammer, and we just kind of were like, no, let's just make up our own stuff.
Yeah.
And
I'm essentially writing guitar lines like with three fingers.
Yeah.
Picking,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it makes
fun.
Makes it different, makes it stand out from a lot of the stuff that's out there.
It's organic. It's kind of just coming from the musical place of what the song needs.
Yeah, it's just we're just trying to sing good songs.
Yeah, it's great.
Do
you find, is there ever any drum instincts that kick, like, I imagine there's got to be some translation of like your drummer instincts coming out of your hands. Like what?
Yeah.
What does that sound like?
I envision this as like a percussive instrument, just with the way, because you have to play. If you're playing in 4/4 and you're playing like 30-second notes or whatever, but with three fingers, it's like okay, well it's like triplets plus one kind of thing. Like I do the math in my head that I don't actually do it, but you know what I mean. I try and think of it that way, and then I was like, I need a fill here, like you would like a drum fill, but I'll do like a diddle diddly, and then the song's awesome after that.
That's fantastic. Nicely done.
Yeah.
I just want to share with you, Dan May enjoyed Matt's quote, "I gave up on getting better." That's his favorite quote of the night. Annette McCann, banjo is all about the rhythms. Indeed. All right, guys. What do you got next for us? What's the next song?
So this song is about getting punched in the face by your significant other for being a jerk.
Out of love.
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 I just try to, I have a hard time with people being like upset at me. So I try to like make things better right away, and I don't give it any space. And then I get threatened.
I see. Has this happened to you?
Oh, yeah.
You were punched in the face?
No.
Out of love.
No.
I mean, if you've never been punched in the face by your significant other, are you even in love?
Are you really living?
So far we've like said we're not bluegrass, and we're gonna get like bashed. Like we have no more bluegrass audience. There's gonna be like a battered women thing commenting now. It's,
you gotta be yourself nowadays.
And that's why most of our shows are secret shows.
All right, let's hear it. Hard Feelings.
There's a tech school in Percy. We can get our oil changed for free and get back out on the road. Don't know if we'll have to wait or not. We can drink beer in the parking lot. Who's gonna make us stop? I just feel so silly now. I got my face painted like an owl and didn't plan on crying. Don't look back at what's chasing us. It's nothing, it's just a Cerberus, that old familiar hound. But I can't control myself. You can roll your eyes all you want to, it don't help. I'm just trying to grandmother said the rosary, made a James Beard Award grilled cheese and brought it to me Mondays. Your mother grew up in poverty, had 9 kids from age 19 and smoked cigarettes on Sundays. Do you really have to work tonight? You know I think we'll be alright if you just quit that shithole. Sorry, I don't mean to be a prick, I've just got the allergy to everyone around me. But I can't control myself, and you can roll your eyes all you want if it don't help. I'm just trying to make you smile, and I know that you hate it when I call you juvenile. When I say I love you, you just say, gonna punch you one day.
I like that. Did you say Percy?
Yes.
Was that like the first lyrics about Percy?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Percy is our neighboring, as our sister
I
town.
know, it's so bizarre to me that so the first line of the song was originally going to be the technical school has a bakery, because we were talking about how tech schools you can get your oil changed and get, your hair done and, whatever. And the word bakery just didn't sound right. So I was looking for something, I was Googling all these like tech schools in the area to be like, what tech school like in a town? A tech school in a town would be like a good, lyric. And Percy was the only one that had the syllables and the phonetic quality that I
Had you ever been to Percy? Like, you're just looking at a map?
No, I worked in North Wales briefly. So okay. I knew
so you knew the area.
Knew the area a little bit.
That's so funny.
But yeah, so I was gonna say that would get a really good pop if there was anyone in the audience right now.
Well, there are, I'm sure, some people from Percy in the audience. Let us know if you're from Percy, folks. And you also mentioned Cerberus, which is funny because I want
That's a tough one to fit in a song too.
I want to shout out. We have 2 camera folks in the house. Kessa is working the camera this evening, and Jeremy is switching the show. And they were having a conversation about Dungeons and Dragons earlier, and they were talking about Cerberus. So just unusual for there to be 2 Cerberus.
There's a lot of weird references in that song. So.
In one night.
And I just kind of shoehorned it all together. But, some of it was just like, a lot of the stuff I get is from, like, just conversations with people. Mm-hmm. Or, like, a phrase or some sort of weird situation that, like I mentioned, my grandmother made a great James Beard Award grilled cheese. She didn't win a James Beard Award, but she made, like, the best grilled cheese. So we started talking about that, and we're talking about how sad it would be if someone like started crying when they got their face painted. So it's like all these things kind of like rolled into this one bizarre travelogue song about a couple that's like trying to get their oil changed to get out of town and quit their jobs. And she says to him, he says, "I love you," and she says, I'm gonna punch you. Just leave me alone."
How do you hold on to those little moments? Do you write stuff down? Do you have keep notes?
Steel
in your
trap
phone,
mind.
Or it just. If it stays in the brain, it makes the
if
cut.
It like gives me like ooh, then I ooh, that makes me feel something. So I'll just try to remember it.
It's a family show.
Yeah. Well, ooh.
Ooh.
That's gonna be in the next record. At some point.
Ooh.
All right. So what are you feeling for this next tune, gentle folk?
Stacy's in the Army.
Stacy's. Tell us about this song. Tell us about Stacy's in the Army. Give us the story behind this one.
I've told this story a lot, but I basically ran into a person that was a drag queen that I later found out was an Army veteran, and I just took that as my like that makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways. It's America. You live how you want to live, for better or worse.
Yeah.
But then, we did this video with, a bunch of drag queens beat us up, and it was definitely like our farthest reaching accomplishment I was actually talking about this today because I was talking about how when we both, for those of you who haven't seen the video, you should look at it's.
I'm sure
It's,
everyone
It's playing on their screens right now.
Okay.
It's overlaying over you talking about it.
But we each got 3 drag queens each to beat us up with the pillows. And I was saying today to someone, I was like, you know, they all asked, they were very like, you know, they're like, how hard do you want us to hit you? And I think Matt and I both in unison were like, we've come this far.
Yeah.
We're not phoning it in now.
Yeah.
Give us all you got.
I was like, I mean, you can see it in the video. The one,
Kaylee Couture.
yeah, fine lady, really jumps on my back. It's crazy. And she's like, that's method acting. And I was like, oh, okay. I never knew what that meant.
Where does one go to hire a bunch of drag queens to appear in a
We
video?
can't tell you about that.
Yeah, that's our secret.
Oh.
And
You
it's
have-
not cheap.
It's not.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, you've intrigued the masses. Let's.
Stacy's in the army wearing lingerie. Don't know what the major general's gonna say, but he's out there fighting for us every single day. Now that Stacy's in the army wearing lingerie, what do you do when your country calls? Well, I tell you, brother, I ain't never had the balls. Well, everyone's got a right to be free. They don't give a shit about your policy. 'Cause Stacy's in the army wearing lingerie. Don't know what the major general's gonna say, but he's out there fighting for us every single day. Now that Stacy's in the army wearing lingerie. Stacy's in the army wearing lingerie. Don't know what the major general's gonna say, but he's out there fighting for us every single day. Now that Stacy's in the army wearing lingerie.
Yes. Very good. Love that song. Real quick, let me address the crowd. Let's switch over to camera 1, please. Hello, everybody in the crowd. I know that you are enjoying this show. Please show your support by taking a moment and visit the links that are popping up onto your screen momentarily. If you click on the featured link right here, you'll be taken to a bunch of buttons, which are all the different ways that you can contribute to the show. There's a Venmo account available to support 6W, the Werewolf Boys. There's a Venmo and a PayPal to support Sellersville Theater and Soundbooth Sessions. It all goes into the same pot. We're gonna just divvy it up between us, and anything you bring in, there will be a contribution also made to NIVA, which is the National Independent Venue Association, to help support small venues just like Sellersville Theater. So thank you in advance for your contributions. They are needed now more than ever. Support the arts, support these werewolves, help put some money in their pockets so they can hire
Support these werewolves.
so they can hire more drag queens for upcoming videos, because that's a great video. You can find that video on YouTube and at 6wmusic.com. That's right, guys? 6W
Yeah.
Music. That's what
You
I
got it.
Tell me, when you went into that video shoot, did you come up with the plan? Did you conceptualize what that video was going to be all about?
Yeah, so there's 2 amazing directors, Paul Trigiani and Kevin Kelly, who are friends of mine. Paul and I go back, really far. And I kind of offhandedly mentioned, I was like, well, why don't we do like a bunch of drag queens with, beating us up with the, having a pillow fight or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul is like me, like he gets the, that's, we can do that.
Stop doing that.
Because it's such a simple video, but it's so effective and it's so visual.
Well, I give all the credit to all the performers. They're all listed on the YouTube credits. Like, if you see them performing, like, they're all serious, like, committed drag performers.
Yeah, they're amazing.
And they're amazing. They're super nice people. And they do all the work. Like, the whole thing of the video is that we're kind of like shticky. You know, we're kind of like the control, and they're the chaos, you know?
Yeah.
And then at the end, it combines the two. But a lot of that was just like, you know, Paul and Kevin's, like, you know, just their madness and genius.
Yeah.
They just tell us where to stand and tell me what to do, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's a great video. Do you have plans for more sort of a visual interpretation of the music on this upcoming record?
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely work with them again, because
Yeah.
that was, you know, like I said, they're, you know, we're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
You know, nothing is like the absurdity and weirdness is kind of like is normal to us and them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, that sounds, you know, like I remember Paul casted all the drag performers, and he's like, what do you think about this? And it was like a headshot of like a kind of like fat guy with a beard and like eyeliner. I'm like, no, we want like people who are like serious about this, not like the shticky kind of stuff. So we were all on the same page, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, it was. I definitely I want to do it again.
Cool video.
Yeah.
What are you playing? Brother Call?
Well, I found my love in the trampled grass, and I didn't know then that it wouldn't last, 'cause I tore my heart right off my sleeve, and I gave it to you, and you gave it right back to me. 'Cause I don't wanna do this alone. It's too hard, and I don't wanna come to the phone. It means you're too far gone away. Yeah, the ones that I needed, I could never convince them to stay. Woo! Totally forgot where I was. We're on the stage of the Sellersville Theater. Well, I had hope, yeah, I had it all. Then I woke up, saw my brother call. Then I went out, my shoes untied, and it brought you back, but I sort of died. 'Cause I don't wanna do this alone. It's too hard, and I don't wanna come to the phone. It means you're too far gone away. Yeah, the ones I
Like that. That little guitar banjo thing was super cool.
Oh, thanks.
All right.
Guys, while you're tuning, do you need a minute to tune?
No, we're good.
Okay. Then I'm not going to slow your roll.
Ready?
Yeah.
All last summer, in case you don't recall, I was yours and you were mine. Forget it all. Is there a line that I could write sad enough to make you cry? And all the lines you wrote to me were lies. Months roll past the love that you struck dead. Did you love me only in my head? Well, the things you said and did to me seem to come so easily. The love I thought I want you give for free. Whispers at the bus stop. I heard about nights at the schoolyard. Then heard about you. I found out about you. Rumors follow everywhere you go. But when you left and I was last to know, well, you're famous now and there's no doubt. In all the places you hang out, they know your name and they know what you're about. Whispers at the bus stop. I heard about nights at the schoolyard. Found out about you. Found out about you. Streetlights blink on through a car window. Check the time too often on AM radio. You know you're all I think about. Write your name, drive past your house. Your boyfriend's over, watch your lights go out. Whispers at the bus stop. I heard about nights at the schoolyard. Found out about you. Found out about you. Found out about you.
What a great choice of cover.
Hey, thanks.
That was Gin Blossoms, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Why that song, guys? What does that song mean to you? Why is that the one?
We're just stuck in the 90s.
Aside from the fact that it's awesome.
No, I mean, you can talk about it, Butch. Well, there's this, what's the guy's name? What's the singer's name?
The guy who wrote the song?
Yeah.
Doug Hopkins.
So there's the whole thing about the Gin Blossoms, how Doug Hopkins wrote all the music, and then the band stole his songs, bought him out for little money, and then he killed himself. And we just...
It's really on brand for us.
Yeah. Just
Dark.
the story really identifies
Dark.
with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a couple of years ago, we did a Trestles reunion show, and we did... everyone picked a 90s cover to do. And I think that was mine, or
It was actually a different Gin Blossom song, but we ended up with
Yeah.
this band. But yeah.
So we just started incorporating it into the band because we would play like, places where we have to do like multiple hours.
Sure.
You got to throw in some covers, and that's always the one people are like, "Oh man, found out about you. That was great."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
no
there's like
way."
14 other ones I wrote.
Yeah, there's an hour and a half of originals that you didn't comment on. Thanks for the Gin Blossom shout out.
That's
But no,
funny.
I love that song. I love that album. The New Miserable Experience is a great album. Just classic power pop stuff is like my wheelhouse. So, but yeah, it's jangly and translates really well to guitar and banjo.
And you guys sound great singing it.
Oh, thank you.
Well, while we're paused, let me ask you guys a question. We do a thing on the show we call the teacher feature. I'm wondering if you could each shout out someone who was a teacher or a mentor who was particularly influential, I guess on your musical development, but really could be on your development as a person, just as a way to show some love to those folks who have made us who we are. No pressure
Time
or
to think.
anything,
Yeah,
here you are on
All right, I got mine.
national
You go
television.
first. I mean, Butch can attest to this since we've been playing since I was 13, but every band I've ever been in was at my parents' house. And, they're not musicians themselves, and me and my older brother kind of like went down that route at 12, and then they were like totally supportive. They still come to like every show. You can hear my mom like screaming like over top of everybody else, which is awesome, but like at the same time you're like, come on, like it's my mom.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
I also
mean,
have one of those moms.
Yeah.
Very supportive.
I have this image of my mom where like, I mean, not only did she come to all our shows, but she like took us to shows and stuff. I was at a Primus concert, and I couldn't find my brother or my mom, and I look out, and my mom is being passed like crowd surfing to the back of the thing. I was just like, Jesus Christ. Like, pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Now, has she offered you any advice that has been particularly useful to you?
Yeah, she also gives me like the real talk after every show. Like,
Yeah.
everybody is like, great show, man. But my mom was like, second song sucked.
What is Mom going to say after this show, Matt?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if she's watching it, but yeah. No.
What's her name? She might be. There's been a few Orlandos commented.
Yeah, they're all there. Her name's Denise.
Denise. I'll
Yeah.
let you know if I
Yeah.
see anything. Well, that's great. Well, thanks to Mama Orlando.
So mine would be my Uncle Dave. Him and a bunch of my mom's brothers were all everyone in that side of the family plays an instrument. So like bass, drums, piano, guitar. I saw him play a blade of grass one time when I was 5, and it blew my mind.
What are these?
Yeah, like
Kind of
I was like,
yeah.
what are you doing? You're playing the earth. But he was like super instrumental in getting me into music. Turned me on to the Replacements, who are like my favorite band of all time. Just like really like stepped up when my parents got divorced and like acted like a father figure to me. Always comes to shows when he can, buys records. Just has impeccable music taste, and is a great guitar player and can play pedal steel, can play harmonica, can play
Well, that's serious.
anything with a string he can play. He's also repaired a bunch of my guitars for me. So he's like the number one. If mostly my mom's side of the family, like their house was, my grandparents' house was just always filled with music. Like after dinner, someone would play piano. There'd be like a little jam session in the basement. So
That's great.
but yeah, him especially was definitely my biggest influence growing
And so
up.
I also have an Uncle Dave who sounds a lot like yours, very musical. So shout out to Uncle Dave's.
Uncle David Carson.
Uncle Dave's. Very nice, guys. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having us. This is really
Yeah, this is amazing.
really helped my soul a lot in the last 8 months.
Well, very happy to have you here. How are you adapting to the new situation? Are you writing more? Are you playing more or less? Or
Well, we get together once a week at least and work on stuff, or just run the
great.
set, or we've been getting ready to record.
Doing
Um,
recordings,
It's been challenging to want to write anything. Like I said, these new songs are kind of all about like friendship and mental health and love and supporting each other.
yeah,
and most of the stuff was written before anything happened. So hopefully that, the record comes out eventually and people, find some sort of like healing property from it. 'Cause it helps me. But yeah, I mean, this is our first live stream that we've done since, COVID. So,
well, thank you for being here for it. I've certainly enjoyed you. The comment section is thrilled. Everybody's loving it.
That sentence has never been uttered in the last 8 months. The comment section is thrilled.
I know, right? Isn't that amazing?
It needs to be archived.
That's right.
We split a hole in the space-time continuum now. Like, there's one comment section that's positive.
That's right.
Zuckerberg's going to shut that down.
No, yeah.
Right here.
It's going to devolve into a political debate.
Yeah.
Here we go.
That's exactly right. Here it goes. Well, thank you, guys. How are you going to take us out of here? How are you going to put us to bed?
With a murder song.
Yes. You gu're with the dark. You're like dark chocolate. It's like dark and sweet and bitter.
Yeah, I
Gives
like
you headaches.
Sometimes I get up. Sometimes I don't necessarily discuss my stage banter with Matt, but there's some things I touch on and they just never go well. Like we'll be playing somewhere, like we're in Philly or Baltimore or something. I'll be like, "This song's about murder. You guys like murder?" And they're like, "No, we don't."
This is Baltimore.
Just like
Baltimore,
staring us dead in the eyes with their arms folded. Like, no, not a fan. Like, okay, this song's an old timey guy.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go.
But yeah, this is it's a murder ballad, but it's also, again, in a weird way, a love song. So it's about Wilma and Cyrus.
All right.
1, 2, 3. My name is Cyrus. I ride the rails. I don't receive much courtesy from these young females. I came to Vancouver to settle down and find the love that left my home a ghost town. You look surprised to see my face. I know you thought you had escaped, but I got a couple friends who keep their ears to the ground. Can't you hear those footsteps now? Can't you hear those footsteps now? Wilma, don't listen what your papa told you. You know I'm gonna love you anyway. Oh, Wilma, you know that I'm gonna love you. I'm always thinking of you every day. Your papa's pistol can't beat my knife. Killed 100,000 men in 100,000 fights. Tell all your lovers you love them so. Watch who you're sleeping next to, 'cause he's the first to go. You look surprised to see my face. You know you thought you had escaped, but I got a couple things that I just needed to say. Don't you try and get away. Don't you try and get away. Wilma, don't listen what your papa told you. You know I'm gonna love you anyway. love you.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, who, what, when, why, and Werewolves live on Soundbooth Sessions from Sellersville Theater. Thank you all so much for being here. This has been a real treat. This has been absolute fun. It's nice to be back. We had a few weeks off, and here we are. Folks, we do this show pretty much every week. We'll be doing them for all the foreseeable Tuesdays at 8 p.m. This is our new time slot. Thank you for joining us here. Big thank you to those tremendous musicians, Andrew and Matt, who, what, when, why, and Werewolves. I should tell you their album looks, it's called Greatest Hits. It looks a little something like, how do I do it? It looks a little something like this. So when you go look for it online, that's what you're looking for. And we heard a bunch of great songs from that album this evening, and we heard some of the new ones that'll be on the upcoming album release date TBD. Follow them at 6wmusic.com. So thank you to them. I want to thank Kessa on the pans and tilts. Kessa was operating the camera this evening. Jeremy on the fades. Jeremy was up here working the switcher for you this evening. Alyson was in the comments section keeping you guys clean and throwing those links up onto the comments section when it was appropriate. And speaking of those links, it is not too late, everybody, to visit the links and contribute to the show. Show these guys your support, how much their music means to you, and support a small, independently owned music venue like Sellersville Theater. Help us keep the lights on, the music playing, the internet bill paid. We need your help, of course. So thank you very much for your help. The links where you can contribute are popping up on your screen sometime right around now. If they didn't pop up on your screen, they've been being posted periodically throughout the comments section throughout this evening's performance. So go take a look through there. Visit some of the positivity that was being thrown up to the stage. Thank you for all of that. Thank you for your emojis. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for everything. I think that's all I have to say. And we will be back next week with an incredible episode featuring a new Philly band called 400 Bears. No, we are not only booking bands that reference large predatory mammals, although that would be catchy. So, folks, that's it for our show. And as soon as I get my credits up and running here, we will be out of here. So, thank you for being here. See you next week.